What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you to the May 2024 edition of Let's Talk, and welcome to that awkward update that is sandwiched in between two much busier months because, man, I don't have a lot to talk about this month. I was actually debating on whether or not I should even make an update video, but for the sake of consistency, I'm still going to go over the schedule, and I'm still going to go over the things that I'm working on this month. First things first, let's just go over the upload schedule, because in that regard, actually, a lot is happening. But again, I talked about most of that in last month's Let's Talk, but we'll just be quick. Today, actually, the day that this goes out, is the finale for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Next week, Tuesday, will be the first episode of Animal Crossing New Horizons. Pokemon White is ending on May the 23rd. That is going to be then replaced by Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Rescue Team DX, Director's Cut, whatever you call it. Then Saturday the 25th is the finale for Firewatch, and that will be replaced by Mario Party 3 on Saturday, June 1st. We also technically have the end of a Destiny expansion with Shadowkeep coming to an end on May the 22nd, and then Beyond Light finally starts May the 26th. Almost all these new Let's Plays, all these new series are going to be taking up the entire summer, and I'm serious when I say that. Mario Party 3, that's probably going to end sometime in around September or August. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I know for a fact, is going to be ending around September. Animal Crossing New Horizons, that's more than a year in the making and has got a long ways to go, and has in fact become so big and so beyond my own scope that I've actually had to kind of put that thing on the back burner for a while. I'll talk about that here in a minute. And then Beyond Light is going to be a bit meatier than Shadowkeep and Forsaken were, mainly because Beyond Light in and of itself had quite a bit added to the game when it launched. I mean, there's the expansion itself, which isn't really anything bigger than what Shadowkeep is, but with it came a couple of things. One was a new player-friendly quest that was supposed to kind of introduce players into the game, and it's not something I spend a lot of time talking about. I think I only spend like 2 videos on it. However, the main reason that I do cover is because it does bring in a new location into Destiny 2, so that's worth at least discussing and going over and talking about. But yeah, like I said, only a few videos on that. But then there's also the 30th anniversary update that came out that year that actually has a new game mode associated with it, and a new dungeon, and a couple of other things attached to it as well that I need to talk about. So that's going to also take up some time. So all in all, it's going to make that expansion longer than is average. And it's also going to be the last expansion that does not include the seasonal stuff, because starting with Witch Queen, we are going to include the seasonal stuff, which will make those expansions significantly longer. But the good news is that Beyond Light is also when Destiny 2 finally goes on at least a little bit of a break, so we can move on to something else like Eco. Again, to clarify, it's not that I'm not enjoying Destiny. I'm having a fantastic time with it. But I do still look forward to those moments where we can kind of have a break in the monotony, because I know that when a Let's Play goes on for weeks and weeks and months and months and months, it can get a bit exhausting no matter what the game is. But I digress. Yeah, a lot of that stuff's going to take a long time. That's your summer right there, folks. You get it. We'll probably talk about that and other things goings on probably in June, mainly because as far as my recording schedule is concerned, May is extremely uneventful. It's not to say that I'm not doing a lot, because I am, but it's because it's really just one thing, and that is the fact that it's crunch month. If you remember last year, around January and February, I was crunching to get all of the Destiny stuff recorded leading up to the launch of Lightfall. I was trying to get every single thing in the game done, from Forsaken to Shadowkeep to Beyond Light and Witch Queen and everything in between, all the seasonal stuff, before that seasonal stuff in particular went away forever, because Bungie releases this stuff throughout the course of a year that is meant to tide players over between expansions, and it's really good stuff, but it doesn't stick around beyond that year. Once the next expansion comes out, they take it away forever. Same thing is happening on June 6th when the final shape comes out, and I'm honestly glad that this got delayed. Otherwise, I would have been in real trouble several months back trying to get it all done before it was supposed to launch in February. But yeah, June 6th is the launch of the next expansion. That means all of the post-Lightfall stuff will be going away as well, and I need to get it all done. That's about 20 to 30 hours of gameplay I have to record over the next few weeks, and yeah, it's crunch time, which means that's all I can really focus on right now until I get it done. When I have time, though, I still have been working on like Variety and whatnot, I, in fact, got the Pacific Drive videos recorded like 2 days before the first episode went out. I'm working on the Games I Remember stuff this week. In fact, the video that you guys are supposed to get this Friday isn't actually recorded at the time that I'm recording this Let's Talk, but it should be recorded by the time this video comes out. And I also have Collector's Corner and Let's Have a Look At and a few of those things to go over, but all that should be pretty easy to get done in a short amount of time. The only other thing I may take time out to do, if I can find it, is to finally get Banjo-Kazooie done. And that's only really just because I feel bad for that Let's Play. It's not that I haven't been enjoying it, it's just that it always ends up being the lowest priority series. Like, I always think I'm like on track, and I've got all this stuff recorded ahead of time, and I'm good to go, and then something else comes up. And I want to, you know, every time I think I have that time, I'm like, oh, I can start recording ahead. And usually that Let's Play I jump to is Banjo-Kazooie. But I swear, every time I do a recording session, it's another month before I'm able to get to the next one because something else comes up. It gets sidelined for whatever reason. And it's been 4 times now that it's been sidelined, and I'm seriously on the last chunk of the game. All I have left to do is Rusty Bucket Bay, Click Clock Wood, and the end of the game. And it just keeps getting put on the back burner. It just keeps happening, and I feel bad for it because it doesn't deserve that, especially when I generally don't like doing that with Let's Plays that, you know, are so far apart, unless it's a game that I'm actively playing often, because I feel like every time I come back to the game, my legs are totally fresh again, and I have to figure out what I'm doing and what's going on, and it feels bad. It feels bad to run into that situation over and over again. And it's not like the game deserves it because I have been having a good time, although it remains to be seen if it will stay that way, because all of my bad memories of Banjo-Kazooie are entirely confined to Click Clock Wood. So I don't know if my entire opinion is going to change on the game again or whatnot, but so far I've had a great time. I just feel bad that it constantly gets put on the back burner, so I might try to at least get that done once all my Destiny stuff is done, if I can get it done here in the next couple of weeks, which I'm hoping to. I hope I have all the Destiny stuff done by, honestly, I'm shooting for like the 22nd. If I can have it all done by then, I'll be happy. If it takes longer than that, I think I'll be in a little bit of trouble here. But yeah, once that's done, and once Banjo-Kazooie's done, then next month I can really start focusing on a lot of other things, like the next Pokemon Let's Play, like Eco, like the thing that's going to come after Banjo-Kazooie, which I'm still leaning towards the next Fallout 4 playthrough, which will be a short one, but I'm still not entirely sure if I want to do that so soon just yet, or if I want to squeeze something else in there first. I also do need to pick back up Animal Crossing, and I was going to talk about this, but Animal Crossing has just been like impossible for me to keep up with. I'll just completely admit to it, and I feel like it's fair to say so when I'm doing a Let's Play, but I'm absolutely doing time travel shenanigans with this Let's Play just because it's such an unwieldy beast, and it's already not being recorded in real time as it is, so obviously there's going to be those shenanigans anyway. But the good news about Animal Crossing is it's not like the game actually progresses when you're not playing it. Nothing happens. It doesn't care when if you have turned the game off for 3 years, if you set the clock back to the day after you last played it, okay? The game only cares about what your system clock says. So I've just kind of totally paused it. I've written down the last date that I played on a frickin' notepad, and whenever I need to get back to recording that Let's Play, I'm just going to set my Switch system clock back and get back to where I was, but I need a break from that thing. Listen, I love Animal Crossing. It's fantastic, but every single day for 4 straight months, when I'm as busy as I am, has totally drained me, and I just need to like separate from it for a little bit before I can get back to recording more of it, because there's so much more left to be done in that Let's Play. But man, yeah, it's exhausted me. Holy crap. That was quite the undertaking, and it's already teaching me some lessons about how I want to do future Animal Crossing Let's Plays. I definitely don't think I'll be doing it that way ever again, which is fine, because I feel like New Horizons is the only Animal Crossing Let's Play that I maybe New Leaf too, but not a lot of Animal Crossing games really demand of you that you play every single day. For the most part, they kind of only expect you to play every week or so, and I think with future Let's Plays, that should make things a little bit easier. But this game in particular, man, is just like, no, you gotta babysit it, man. You gotta be there constantly watching it like a hawk. And I just can't do that, man. I just can't frickin' do that when I've got so many other things going on. So, lessons learned, but man, it's been driving me insane as of late. So that one's just kind of on pause for a while, and I'm hoping I can maybe get back to that later in the summer. But for right now, I'm looking ahead to like Eco and also Super Mario Galaxy and a couple of other things, Middle-earth, Shadow of War, all these things that I've been planning to try to get done before the year's end. And I can't do any of it until Destiny is all caught up. So that's why this video is so unbelievably short. That's why I didn't have much to talk about. And that's why I'm going to save everything else that I wanted to talk about for June. I probably could have come up with some other topics, but again, I kind of want to save those. I think next month I would like to have a conversation about current video game releases again. I'd like to go over, especially because, or I might even save that for July, because I only have a few games on my radar for this year at the moment. Pacific Drive was actually one of them. The other two that have mainly been on my list, if I can actually pull up my Steam wish list here really quickly, because I need to get their names down exactly. I always get the order of them out of place. Okay, here we go. So the first one is Neva, which is the next game from the studio that made the game Gris, which I do want to cover on this channel at some point. But that's a big one that is supposed to be coming out this year that I've been looking at. And then the other one is called Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus. And that comes out in July. That's actually a game that I am probably more than anything else looking forward to this year, because the amount of games that I look forward to in a given year is seriously down to the number I can count on one hand. But again, that's a video, or that's a topic I want to discuss probably in next month's Let's Talk. We'll go over that a little bit more. I've already talked about it in the past, but I kind of want to go over that a bit more and just kind of bring it up again, especially due to a lot of the industry things that have been happening this year. But I think it'll be more interesting to have that discussion after the Summer Games Fest and the Xbox Games Showcase and all the other things that go on around that time. So we'll talk about it a little bit later. But for right now, this is something to kind of leave you with for the future. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I guess that's the last thing I can talk about is thank you guys so much. These past few weeks, or these past few months in particular, I don't think I've ever had such active viewership on my channel. And a lot of that could just be the algorithm, honestly. Which wouldn't surprise me, because I feel like almost all my viewership is just YouTube being nice to me with the algorithm more than it should be. Because I know how it works. 70% of my viewers are unsubscribed to me. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good rate or a bad rate or whatever. Somebody else who has YouTube could maybe tell me, someone with a lot of subscribers could maybe tell me, hey, actually, that's a pretty good rate. But for me, it's 70% that are not subscribed. I know that's a lot, okay? Because that's how it's always been on my channel. I know that the YouTube search engine and the suggested algorithm, they bless me a lot on this channel. They do. And it's okay when people just kind of show up and then they leave and they see one video and then they never come back again. But there's also the possibility that a lot of those quote-unquote unsubscribed people are returning viewers. I mean, we know how YouTube suggestions work. You watch one person's video of a channel that you're not subscribed to, and then they get suggested in your feed for weeks and weeks and weeks until you either outright tell YouTube, hey, don't recommend this to me, or you say, or you just ignore it for a while. And that's also a possibility, too. A lot of these people could just be returning viewers who just never click that subscribe button. And I'm never about to be the person that's like, click subscribe and hit that bell. I'm never going to be that person. Never will be. That's not what this channel is. But it's been comforting the last few months to see how regular my viewership has been beyond anything in the past. That's not to say that it's always impressive. I absolutely get videos here and there that end with 5, 6 views, and I got other videos here and there that go up to 100, 200 views in a day. And all I can say is that even if I don't really have the numbers to back it up, it certainly felt a lot more active lately. It certainly feels like I have a lot more eyes lately. I guess it's just more of a hunch than anything. But I've also, I think the thing that's really stuck out to me has been the number of encouraging comments that I've been getting lately, and the number of people that have been coming out and saying, wow, I really like what you're doing here, or wow, you're making some good stuff here. And to all of those people, and also to the people who don't say things, and everyone else, just thank you, as always. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. It just means a lot that there are people who even give a crap about this stuff, who actually think that what I'm doing here is even worthwhile. There are definitely times where I do sort of question my own mission here, which I definitely have a mission. There is something very intentional about what this channel is supposed to be. I've talked about that in the past. I'll probably touch upon it more in the future, but the fact that I do have so many people who have their eyes and ears on these videos that are genuinely interested in this kind of stuff, even if it's stuff that not everybody always cares about. Like, Destiny is a perfect example of that. I was fully expecting when I brought that Let's Play back for it to just be a ghost town. I'm talking 5 views a video, if that ever. And it's actually been, next to Pokemon, my most actively viewed Let's Play thus far. And it surprises me because it's like, wow, there are people who actually do care about this, who genuinely do want to see all this stuff archived. And that's why I do this. I mean, this is supposed to be a big archival project. This is supposed to be one guy's impressions, one guy's passion project on gaming as a whole and the things that he loves. And, you know, someday I do want to pull all this away from YouTube. Someday I do want to make this its own thing. I would like to make this a giant archival project where people can go back and watch through it all over again. I want to make this so much more than just a YouTube channel. But that's going to take a long time to get there, and we still have so much more work to do. I mean, this channel is 13 years old now, and, I mean, it's got... I mean, I can't tell with any certainty because who knows what's going to happen over the next while, but I would like for there to be another 13, another 20, another 30, another 40 years left. And once all of that is done, who knows? Who knows what we will have seen, what we will have played, what will have been done, how many people will have come and gone in that time span. And again, just any of you guys who are still watching, who are enjoying what I'm doing here, thank you. Thank you so very, very much. And somehow I managed to drag this update beyond what it normally would be anyway, or what it was supposed to be anyway, just by having a bit of a sentimental moment. Sentimental moment. Wow, I'm even choking over my own words because of the way that I'm phrasing this. My goodness. Regardless, you get what I mean. Thank you. Just thank you. That's all I can say. All right, that's it for this one. I already said thank you. Appreciate your viewership. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Enjoy the next month of hecticness and Let's Plays and uploads and whatnot.